My name is Neil Smith. I'm one of the co-founders and organisers of MK Hackathon. So we've been organising hackathons over the last several years on a variety of things, but the focus for all the events we do is about for the good of Milton Keynes, for the good of our community. We've done things with looking at redways and things about using some AI systems to categorize photos for a community group, and we've done a few hackathons with Girls Code as a way of developing skills and people and things, as well as producing some products that that group wants.
So for beginners,
Yes.
And there's a lot of terminology that's thrown around in technology, what is a hackathon?
Well, the first thing to know about hackathon is that it's great fun. It's where a bunch of people come together, normally for a weekend, and hack together, prototype, build together some product or some idea in order to solve a problem. It's not going to be anything polished, it's not going to be anything finished, but it's very often a first step to explore a topic, explore an area. And also it's great for developing your own skills. So you get to find out about new things, you work with different people, you build up some of those connections, and you see where things can go. And then hopefully what you produce can move on to bigger and better things, and maybe have a longer lasting benefit. We did a hackathon about coming up with ideas of how you could use Raspberry Pis for teaching kids in schools. We got together, we built some ideas, we produced some projects of build your own musical instruments, in that case using simple some electronic parts, and that got turned into some projects which are now being used in schools. It got developed by other people and went on and won a couple of prizes in tech shows. So that's the sort of thing that comes out of, or can come out of, hackathons.
And do you have to have certain skills, or do you have to be a coder to go along to these hackathons?
No, one of the things is about learning skills. You turn up, everyone always goes to these things and learns something in the process. There's more to building and exploring these ideas than just coding. So the theme for this hackathon is sustainability. And so the idea of what we want to do is to have an app that will help you lead a more sustainable life. Now, there's going to be some techie skills involved there in actually building the app and making it talk to things. But we also want people that can do design work. What does this app look like? How should it work? How should people interact with it? We want to have some insight from people, from users, about what's going to be useful and convenient and actually drive some change. We're going to want people to have a look around at sort of what actual things people can do so they can lead more sustainable lives, so we can produce that. We want to have people that can look at how you can use an app to actually change behavior and do habit forming and all of those kinds of things. So there's a lot more to it than just sitting around and writing code. There's the whole thing about how to make something that is useful and gives actual value to people and makes the product worthwhile. So for this one, it's going to be online. We've got a workspace set up, so you'll come along, you'll join the workspace, and there'll be video calls and text chat. For this one, you'd be working at your own home or wherever, and communicating with the rest of your team about what's going on and doing things. And then periodically during the weekend, the teams will come together and just share updates and share progress, so that everyone can see what everybody else is doing, how it's all fitting together, and celebrate the successes that you're doing as you build stuff, as you produce stuff that goes into the product. It's good to let everybody know what you're doing. The URL is mkhackathon.org. That will, at the moment, it forwards off to somewhere called Protospace, and that's the main partner we're working with for this hackathon. You'll find the details there, and you'll also see loads of other stuff going on with Protospace about community work in Milton Keynes, how to develop that, and other events you can take part in. So yeah, there's no fixed teams. You don't need to know anybody when you start with. We're all friendly, we'll look after you, we'll make sure that you get involved in something that you want to do. Also, quite often people will move around between teams during these events as well. They'll turn up and start working on something and then think, oh, there's something else interesting over there. I'll have a look at that as well. So nothing is fixed. It's all very fluid. It's all very self-organizing. So yeah, just turn up, participate as much as you want to. So we want something that actually works. That's something that is connected to what real people do. So yeah, domain knowledge on sustainability, or even just the ability to find out some sustainability issues and how to work with it is good. And coders and designers and people who have a lived experience of how easy or difficult some of these changes are. Everyone's welcome.
Lovely. And it is such a good experience, especially if you're wanting to build up a portfolio or just a, you know, an evidence sort of base of working in teams as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that comes out of it is you're working with other people. Part of the skills you would pick up is, especially if you're contributing to some of the more technical side, would be how to work in teams, how to contribute things in teams, as well as the fact that everything that comes out of this is going to be open source. In terms of the code and the documentation and the description of what we've done and some of the writing about what it is that the app is going to be doing. So that's easy to point to as a portfolio. You can point to the hackathon resource and say, I did this, I contributed to this product. This is what I did on it. And that demonstrates that you can, if that's what you're interested in, you can demonstrate that portfolio, that you've done that work, you've done that contribution, you've got that experience of working with other people, as well as doing the stuff on your own. But it's a chance to contribute to something a bit bigger than you would perhaps be able to do on your own, especially in a weekend.
When is this hackathon actually happening?
So the hackathon is happening over the weekend of 20th and 21st of March. We've got a kickoff event on the Friday evening. All the details and timings of that will be appearing on the hackathon page. You don't have to participate for the whole weekend. It's because the teams are fluid and the activity is fluid. If you want to come in for a couple of hours and make a contribution for that, and then that's all you got time for, that's great. If you want to be there for the whole weekend, that's also great. It to some extent, it depends on how much time you want to contribute. And as I said, if you start on one activity, you're not committed to that for the whole weekend. If you want to do something on one day and then do something else on the second day, that's fine as well.
So thank you very much, Neil, for your time, and hope it goes well. And I look forward to seeing some of the prototypes that come out of this. Yeah,
well, keep an eye on the hackathon page. We will be pushing updates out between now and the weekend, and also over the weekend as well. So yeah, watch this space, I think.